Pisces, hi. So this is going to be a reading for mid-June 2026, and I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Pisces. There's a little bit of a hair situation here that was just floundering around. The overall energy for the reading, the Knight of Swords. You want to do something about something. I think you'll do it because you're coming in with quite the determination, maybe even a little bit of aggression, but let's see. Starting off the reading, you get the Ten of Pentacles crossed by the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so you've got a goal. You've got a, hey, I want this to be done in order for, it's about your stability. In order for my stability to go in that direction, this has to get done. Okay. In your focus, the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, you're implementing some changes. You're definitely moving some things around, making something happen. In the recent past, the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you've learned a lot from something you may have been dealing with, and you're ready to apply whatever you've learned to a new experience. In your strength, the Nine of Swords, I think it doesn't matter how challenging it may get, along the way. As long as you have the drive, you keep your eye on the goal, you should be good to go. In the immediate future, the Eight of Cups. Something's ruining your mood. Like you're starting this off with such drive and such commitment to whatever it is you plan to do here, and then you just shut down. Like it's like slamming those brakes out of nowhere. There's an immediate shut down. Like almost falling into a place of, I don't give a shit anymore about any of this. And I don't think you don't give a shit. I think something is going on. But anyways, supporting this reading, the Two of Swords. It feels like, I don't know what's going on, what's coming here towards you, but it feels overwhelming. It feels like it's too much. It's too much. That's kind of what I hear with this one. The energy that is surrounding you that you may not be aware of, the Seven of Wands. There's a lot of also resistance on your part. So remember what you said just a minute ago, no matter how challenging it gets, I got this. Okay. It may have gotten challenging quite fast here. So what are you doing? There's a part of you that's standing in the way of that has quite the resistance. Well, I don't want it to be this challenging. Didn't you just say that no matter how challenging it gets, you're on it? Well, yeah, but I didn't mean this. Oh. You don't get to pick and choose. If it gets challenging, it gets challenging. You don't get to resist that, because if you do, it'll make it more challenging and harder than it needs to be. In your hopes and fears, the Tower, yeah, you were fearing that it was going to get challenging, and then guess what happened? It got challenging. Because when we fear something's going to happen, then it's going to happen, basically. For the potential outcome, the Four of Cups, and you end up being upset about this whole ordeal. So let's clarify. Let's do the Knight of Swords. For the Knight of Swords, you get the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Queen of Cups. Again, heart open, determination, everything is in place for whatever it is you're planning to do here. Everything feels like, okay, this is the right time, the right place, the right everything, let's go, let's do. Keeping in mind that at some point down the road in this, path that you're taking, it might get challenging. So you know that from the get-go. Let's do the Ten of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. And you're not rushing here in whatever it is you're trying to implement as maybe changes to your stability. you're kind of taking one day at a time. It's like, okay, you know, no need to rush here. Nobody's rushing us. Nobody's pressuring us. For the Ace of Pentacles, you get the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, the Justice card. And I feel like there's another energy involved in this whole ordeal. You do seem to be on the same page. From an energetic standpoint, it does look like you're taking this from the same page. Like, okay, we've reached a conclusion. This is what we're gonna do. Let's go. Let's do. You know, I think your energy is a little bigger here, because I don't know if you're the one that's changing something to your share of the stability, or if it's like a bigger picture, like if there's somebody else involved and you created something stable and now you want to bring some changes to that, and now you're both on the same page. But if this is for you strictly, you definitely have somebody by your side that seems to be equally involved, or, you know, like there. For the Wheel of Fortune, in your focus, you get the Page of Cups, the Judgment card, the Star. Yeah, again, no rush. Nobody's rushing anybody here. It's your own pace that you set to whatever it is you're doing here. It feels good. A change was needed. You definitely feel all those energies. Okay. As to the Page of Pentacles, in the recent past, the Hermit, the Four of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, because at some point you stopped, you know, with whatever it is you are doing. And you look at the bigger picture of your reality, your stability especially. And there's something there that doesn't feel 100% right. And it's like, okay, I got to do something about it then. If something doesn't feel good here, I can change it. I got to do something about it, right? I won't know until I try, so let me try to do this. And this is what got us here. Let's do the Nine of Swords in your strength. The Two of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. And it's been going at a steady pace, whatever it is you're implementing here or started to implement. The beginning part of it seems to be, you know, again, one step at a time, no rush, no nothing. Feels good. Feels like there's a flow to things already. But you are anticipating some challenging times, you know, as you go. You know they'll come. You just don't know when. So while you're here, you might enjoy this. You might as well enjoy this. For the Eight of Cups in the immediate future, you get the Magician, the Chariot, the Death card. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. That's becoming... And it's not even super challenging. But it is challenging, nonetheless. But like the minute that comes into play, it almost feels like you shut down. You're like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't care for this. I don't give a shit. But you do want to do this because you just said that, you know, you're coming. I don't care. I don't want it anymore. I'm done. Let's do the Two of Swords for the supportive energies. The Page of Wands, the Emperor, the King of Cups. Hey, by the way, you got somebody else by your side there from what I could see here. You know, so I'm not sure if you're doing this just for you or for them. So if you're done just investing on your end, or you're done investing for the whole, that might affect them too. I don't know. Because that's when you're coming back with the sense of, oh yeah, I can't be really done. It's actually complicated. But, and I don't, what could have landed on that path that made things so, because you're coming to a sudden stop with it all. And it's almost out of nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, I'm done. It's not about, you know, it's not showing up as a regular, good old, oh, I just changed my mind. It's not about that. Something is showing up that challenges your strength, you know, for sure, and your ability to kind of push through. Maybe you're thinking you took on too much. I don't know. But that, again, it has to do with your self-worth, your strength, your confidence in yourself, and all of that. The way this started, I don't think it's too much. You know, and I think you were doing a good job. I think something challenging may have showed up. And then in the supportive energy, speaking of supportive energies, the energy that's around you, I feel like whatever your decision is here, whether you stop or move through whatever, it's going to impact them one way or another. And I think that's what gets your attention. It's like, oh yeah, them. Oopsie. Yeah. For the 7 of Wands in the hidden energies, you get the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, the 3 of Cups. Yeah, and I think that's gonna influence you ultimately. You know, the fact that there's somebody else here, you know, that's gonna get affected by all of this. Because you're kind of saying here, if it was just me, I would have been done with this. And I know you would have, because I see your energy. It's like, yeah, you would have. You would have been out. But because there's other energies that might depend on whatever this is, that's what might actually pull you back into this game. You know? If you decide to show back up for this. Let's do the Tower in your hopes and fears. You get the 7 of Swords, the Strength card, the 4 of Pentacles. You can't predict, you know, how hard it's gonna be or how not so hard, or you can't predict these things. Come on, baby. No, that's for Mama. That's not for you. So you can't anticipate, you know, how hard it's gonna get, or when is it gonna be easy again, and when. You can't do that, because it's almost like, look, if I know exactly what's ahead, I can anticipate, and then we can work with that. You can't. That means not trusting the process, basically. And I feel like that's kind of what the purpose of this whole idea is, to trust the process. Not to question the process and be like, well, I need control of the process. I need a blueprint, please. Yeah, I don't think, no. Let's do the 4 of Cups for the potential outcome, the 3 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, the Moon. And then you sit with it all for a little bit, and then you are upset with yourself. You're starting to put yourself down. Well, that's not going to help the situation. You know? You kind of look back and you're like, what the hell was I doing? Why did I just shut down like that? And what caused that? I mean, it's okay to look into all of that, but not to put yourself down. To identify what stopped you in your tracks, yeah, and I see it there. It's pain. And that usually means some sort of fear is behind all that. Fear of failure, maybe. Who the hell knows? I see you looking into all of it. So at some point, hopefully you'll identify what stopped you in your tracks and work through it and maybe resume. I don't know. Because you just started something here, and then a sudden stop comes into play. And it's like, hold on, I want to see the end result. What are we doing here? You know? Let me see what the universe has as final advice. The King of Pentacles, the Chariot, the 8 of Swords. You're just stuck. That's it. You know, you're not done here. You're just stuck for a little bit. It's something that has to do with your stability. It's something that feels right. Whatever it is that you started, it feels like, yeah, the universe is right there being like, yeah, go ahead, do that. You know? But then at some point I see you completely stuck. And you're stuck because you're too much up here. And that's why it's going to feel overwhelming. That's why it's going to feel challenging. That's why it's going to feel, not to say that it's not challenging. It probably is. But, you know, getting yourself out of here might make it, or make yourself go a little smoother through it all and just push through. You're just stuck. So, unstuck yourself by getting out of here. Let's do the Oracle of the 7 energies. The Rose's Kiss, number 9. Key concepts: joy, experiencing pleasure, deep satisfaction and enjoyment, desires acknowledged, 5 sensory reality. Take a deep breath and center on the feeling of joy. Can you allow your senses to awaken and connect with your innate desire to experience all life has to offer? Pleasure is part of life. Let yourself surrender to it today. Our modern times often present a false ideal of how we are meant to experience the world. Connections are lost and distorted by our over-reliance on technology. Just look around and see how few people actually maintain eye contact or engage in conversation. Instead of tapping away at a screen, pause and consider how you can make more intimate contact. Connecting with nature, enjoying the sensual pleasure of sex, and or being aware of the sensation of taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound may be important right now. How do your sheets feel? Can you reach out and feel the heat and softness of your companion? When it said, how do your sheets feel? I thought that last night they felt fucking hot as fuck. Because I run hot when I sleep, and she was right against my belly, Juno. And I'm like, why am I so fucking hot? She was giving out heat, I was giving out heat, and I'm like, hot, they feel hot. Can you reach out and feel the heat and softness of your companion? Animal nestled beside you? Yeah. Be present to another person, see them, and let yourself be seen. Your 5 senses are aching to be engaged right now. This is an invitation to get out of your head and into your body. You may be a spiritual and intelligent being, but right now the emphasis should be on having a sensory experience. This is a sacred part of this gift of life. By being present to the sensual world, you invite an even deeper spiritual experience. Amazing, isn't it? Perhaps it really is time to stop and kiss the roses. Ooh, what a challenge. Not just stop and smell it, kiss them. No, because they have bugs, spiders, I don't know. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.